I usually have an answer to the question, but this time I'm gonna be quiet.
What's good, NTL Nation? This is boy Armari here. Now, I know it's a touchy subject to talk about, but I just got my hoodie, just came in the mail today from Trippy Red's Trip at Night. Got the logo on the front, a nice color. It's a nice little, fluffy, comfortable feeling. And then, we got the back part. And I put this little city right here just for now. I might change it a little bit. But hey, today's topics we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about thoughts on abusive parents or parental abuse, man. Because I know that's a common occurrence nowadays, or even for a long time, actually. I feel like sometimes, the thing is, the abuse part, it comes in many sorts of ways, and I feel like one of the main points could be just personal stress on the parents, or just being intoxicated with drugs or drinking, like alcohol or this and that. And yeah, man, that stuff could affect the parents, and they might be going overboard with their child and doing all crazy stuff next to them, or saying things next to them to other adults. It's just a whole mix of bad on bad going on, and that might result into the parents hitting and physically abusing the child. And it's really messed up that this happens. It's not like something that happens here and there. No, it happens a lot. It's just, I feel like it's not talked about as much, but there's a lot of abusive parents out there, man. And some of these parents are in their 20s, man, so like they're kind of still young, and they're kind of still part of the youth, and they haven't really fully worked on themselves yet to become a parent. So I feel like that's another issue that plays a part in it, is that their character themselves isn't developed. And that's probably why they have stress, because they're not even that developed enough, but they already have their own child, man. And that's just how the world works. But that don't mean that you need to put your hands on your child. Like, there's other ways to go about it, man. But it's just something that a lot of kids sadly have to go through. And also, it's not even just physical. It can also be like things like name calling, like verbally. Like, don't be calling your sons or daughters hoes, bitches, all this crazy shit, man, because that shit is just foul, bro. Like, that's your child that you made, bro. Or even not even if it's your child, like if it's your brother's son, or or that's your niece, or your nephew or whatever, man. Like, don't be saying these things to children, bro, because these things, bro, it will affect them, bro. It will affect them. And even though you just said it and you might, not think much about it and just pass on, as them being a child, that will scar in their minds, bro. That will literally be in their minds for a long time, bro. Smallest things could be a big impact, even if you don't know it, man. Always be cautious of what you say your surroundings, man, because you will fuck up somebody's life in the long run. And also, when parents don't supervise their kids, and that's how these kids be doing dumb stuff, not saying that this always happens because of neglection, but it could possibly lead to, things like robbery or joining gangs and things like that. Like, not watching over your child, making sure their life is in the best. So some people might be looking over their child, and their child still might choose that path for whatever reason. But I feel like most of it does to neglection. Like, oh, I don't care, I'll let them do whatever they want. I want to, like, you can let your child have freedom, but to an extent. Like, you still want to show that you care about them, and you learn them. Maybe even if you don't know that they're doing all this stuff, it plays part of you not watching over them. And I'm sorry, my neighbors is laughing in the background, so I'm sorry about that. And that's why it's also important to have these communications with your child, man. Let them, like, once in a while be like, hey, you doing good, man? Or you doing good, girl? Or like, just checking in on them, man. Like, maybe, peek in the room once in a while, making sure they eat and all that, just checking their daily habits, seeing if anything is out of the ordinary, just making sure they good, man. Like, don't be a dick to your child, bro. And I be having a lot of friends that come up to me and be like, yeah, I'm going through this with my dad, or this with my mother, or I don't even have a father. Like, it's just crazy, man, because these parents they be probably doing drugs. They probably been doing drugs while the child was still in the womb, man. Like it's just a whole bunch of weird situations going on, man, and it really sucks. It really does. And I wish their lives could be better, but it just makes me feel better that they're moving on with it, and I hope they're becoming a stronger person. And I will help them through their journey, no matter what it takes, man, for real, because I know some of y'all probably got people like that in y'all lives. Watch over them, make sure they're doing good, man, because this stuff is crazy, man. And also believe in your child, because I know a lot of situations where they be like, oh, I got raped, man. Oh, people were threatening to expose me because of this or that. They'd be like, oh, nah, you ain't get raped. Oh, no, you must have sent news to get exposed. You know, stuff like that, bro. Like, it's just sickening how, like, parents won't believe their child, man. And it's really crazy because rape is really, 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 really serious, man. Like, it's one of the worst things I could imagine upon somebody, bro. Like, it's really messed up. Because I know so many stories, man. Like, I've been told so many stories, bro. And the amount of stories I've been told by personal people that I know, bro, it makes me think about, like, the whole population of Earth, man. Like, how many people, bro. And it really sucks, man. Like, and that's another part. It could lead into neglection, not watching over your child, but like it's also something that you can't expect, or you might not be around to see that happen, because they could be like, I don't know, walking from home to school, and it just might be an abduction. It could be anything, bro. Even a party. Like, it's just crazy, bro. And sometimes that might not be the child's fault, but also the parents' fault, but also it could be the parents' fault, man. But I just want the parents to be aware of these things, man, because there's a lot of abusive parents, or parents who just don't give a fuck about their child, man. That's fucked up, bro. That's really messed up. Like, things like that will frustrate your child, man, and that what builds depression, anxiety, and they feel like they will have nobody to talk to because you're literally their parent. They look up to you and you don't believe them, and now they feel like they can't talk to you about these situations, and it's really awful, man. It's a really bad area to be in, that you can't even trust the person who looks over you and that puts a roof over your head. Like, parents, do better, man. Also, don't blame mistakes that's happening in your life on your child. Don't be like, oh, if you wasn't here in the picture, this wouldn't have happened, or that wouldn't have. Like, that's fucked up, man. It's your choice that you had that child, man. Hey, sometimes it's not even their choice. Like, maybe they got an unexpected pregnancy, but at the end of the day, that's your child. You got to take care of them, and you got to know the repercussions. You got to prepare for this. And sometimes it's not, like, you can't really prepare for it enough, but you could try. And even though you prepare for it, you cannot go that far to just say, if you wasn't here in my life, I would have been doing so much better. Like, that's selfish as fuck. Think about your child, and that's really uncalled for the adult. You're supposed to be mature. Like, you can't be saying that to children, man. And if you can avoid it, just don't have a kid at the time. If you don't think you're mature enough, or if you don't think you're ready, just not really a good time, to be honest. It's not really a good time, but if you don't want one, or you feel like you don't need one right now, just try to avoid it as best as you can. Like, that's literally all you have to do, and wait for the right moment. Because if you don't feel like you're ready, then the child won't be ready at all, bro. Like, that will mess up the child's life too. So you gotta think about these things, y'all. Everything y'all do will affect the child, man, because these child's minds, they ain't developed. So it's like they mock people. Like, when we speak, that's how they develop the language that the parent or the people around them speaking. Because let's say I'm speaking English, I have a child, my child will speak English because he sees me and other people speaking English. The same of how they act. Like, let's say you smoking and cursing in front of them, doing all this crazy shit, they might develop those habits, man. You don't want your child to develop those habits, especially at a young age. I know people who's like 7, 8, 9, 10, smoking at these young ass ages and cursing at like 4 or 5 years old. Like, that shit is horrible, bro. That shit is horrible for the youth, man. You don't want them to fall into that line, bro. Cause then if they doing all this crazy stuff at this young age, who's to say they won't do things crazier when they older? Like crazier. That's what I'm saying, man. Like anything you do, let's say you an adult, God forbid, and you're doing like, you know, you're having depression and you feel suicidal, maybe a little cuss on your wrist, or you know, just doing all this stuff. Your child might see that and they might be scared or frightened. And I know, like, it's a personal thing. Like if y'all going through that, I really feel for you, man. I know a lot's probably going through your mind, and it's gonna be okay. But just try to know that if you have a child or if a child's near you, try not to let them, you know, see all that stuff, man, because that could really mess up a child, and they might start, you know, developing a drug habit, or depression, and so on. All I'm saying is watch over your kids, protect your kids, and just don't neglect your child, man. Don't neglect your child. Watch over them, because these kids, they are the future, man. They are the future. They're gonna be running for president, finding cures for all these diseases, and you don't want them to be all messed up, man. These kids are everything for the earth, man, and even beyond the earth. And then we could do so much more, and we don't even know it. So we just gotta tell these kids, man, teach them the right ways, man. Teach them what's right from wrong. Let them do the right thing, the good things, and we're gonna be set. And it's all up to us, adults, the parents. And yeah, that's probably all I want to say for this video. I may have missed some things, but if y'all got something to comment on this topic, just let me know in the comments below. If you guys do enjoy this video, like and subscribe, share this with anyone else, channel, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace out. Alright, y'all, I just got done editing the video, and I just wanted to add some things. By the way, I wasn't saying that you shouldn't discipline your child. Put them in the places necessary and it's needed sometimes, but it's just like when you go that extra step with the name calling and saying, oh, my life will be better without you, and stuff like that, like that stuff is unneeded. That stuff is really unneeded. And also I want to say, don't try to make your child be something they don't want to be, like a path, career, or a religion. Like, yeah, you could lead them to it, you could guide them to it, but just let them explore that on their own. Like, yeah, you could lead them to it, and if they don't like it, that should be the end of it. Like, they should try their own thing and let them do their own thing. Don't try to force it onto them, because that is really hurtful. Like, yeah, guide them to it, but don't force anything on them. And also with the smoking and stuff, like cursing, that could be like peer pressure with their like classmates or people around them, their friends. That could be peer pressure to have an image or look cool, portray a certain way. I get that can't be a parent's fault. I could get why that can't be a parent's fault, but if they come home and doing all this crazy stuff, I think it's just something that y'all should look into it and see who they hanging with, ask the teachers how they be in classes, you know, things like that. And yeah, that's all I want to wrap up about, you know, the rest of this.